Hello and welcome to some more Dyson Sphere Program, where today, my name is Tristan, and in this series I am attempting to build my first proper Dyson Sphere. I have played the game through, but I didn't actually ever build a Dyson Sphere. Because you don't need to, technically, to finish the game. But this time I want to. Particularly now that we've got copy and paste and blueprints in the game. We are specifically today going to set up. So basically, I'm almost in the I'm in the sort of very end game. So I want to build Dyson Sphere. In order to do that, we need to rattle through these sciences. But we're not doing any science at the moment because I have turned it all off. And the idea is that I'm going to set up a solar system each for each of these coloured cube sciences. Oh, hit the wrong button there. Just to show you that. So this is the sphere. This is what it's... It won't show it, will it? Why is that? Oh no, it's because we're on... That's not where we are. So this is where I've got to with the sphere. I've turned off, there's no Dyson Swarm running. We'll have to turn that on before we finish the research and stuff. But this is all you can build on with like one research done. Or you can build that with no researches, and then this one with one research, and then this one with two, and this one with three, and obviously it goes underneath as well. So we need to do all those researches and say we don't have any research running because I've turned it all off. And the idea is that we're going to have one system. Partly this is... I don't need to do this as such. This is kind of just to test out how the logistics works and how smart it is, because I'm trying to set up quite a lot of the stars in all... Not stars, planets and all of these systems. So there's all sorts of different resources available. As you see, we've got the drones moving about and moving stuff around, but I don't know how smart they are. This is sort of the question I've got, because you've no way of managing a lot of this. I can't say, right, only bring resources from this, this system to here or that system to there. So I'm seeing how it all works basically on a bit bigger scale. Not mega scale, we're not doing a mega factory or anything like that, but what I did do between streams, and that's why this is flagged, is that finally in this system I found a magma planet, and it's a cracker actually. It's got, I think it's 50 million iron and 50 million copper. It's quite a long way from the starting point, which is why it's got more resources, but it's got loads and loads of resources, and it's also got it's magma all over it basically. It's not just a little seam of magma, it's loads of magma. So we're finally going to be able to play with the magma power generators, and I'm intending to use it to charge millions of batteries basically, or accumulators as you call them. But yeah, finally found them. The reason it's tagged is because when you build something in a system, it adds its name. Obviously they've all got names, but it won't show it unless you've built something there. I would say, so eventually we're going to do that one as well. Maybe we'll do that today. It's quite a long way away though. But this system, I've been setting this up. So we've got, in this system, we have, we have 3 planets. We've got that one, a planet volcanic ash. And that one has sulfuric acid lakes on it. So that's all. I've set all of that up. So it's basically exploiting all of that. Red Science 3 is where we need to go, basically. That's going to be our first mission today. And that's a water world. So what we need to do there is basically everywhere we want to build. Because what we want to do is grab there's a little bit of coal, may not bother getting that. There's also loads of this spiniform stalagmite, may not bother getting that. What we really need to get at is the crude oil, because this system is going to be red science. We've already done blue science. And this system is going to be red science, and red science uses, basically, let's have a look. So red science uses energetic graphite and hydrogen. Now, technically we could get those from other sources, but I want to set them up. What I want to do in this planet, because this planet we're on is where we're going to actually build the science, because we have some whacking great areas that I can just spam loads of science into. We're not going mega. In fact, I forgot to look at the I need to get the calculator up and do that later. So we need to do the other planet first. But what I want to do this time is like lots. Oh, so that's the output. Because ironically, it's quite loads and loads of copper on it and silicon, but we don't need them to make red science. So I'm just exporting all of them. It's got lots of coal, and you can use coal to make the graphite. But what I want to do is bring in all of the various. I've set all of these up so that we can process it. So we'll bring in coal and also have it locally. We'll bring in oil and we'll use oil. We'll bring in hydrogen and we'll bring in graphite. So I want to set up multiple options and sort of see how it works, you see. So we'll make use of all of those and in different forms. So we'll give it lots of different ways of making the same stuff. So obviously hydrogen is direct and graphite is direct. That we need to do oil processing and cracking, etc. And that we need to bake it basically. So yeah, I want to have lots of options so that I can see, how it copes in a sense with having different ways of doing things. Anyway, the point is we need to go to this water world. And what I've also been doing on the home planet, which one am I going to? Is it number 3? Is that the water world? Yeah. Let's tag that. On the home planet, I've been so I've got a production area, a manufacturing hub, and I've proliferated all of that. And in particular, I've proliferated the what does it call it? This stuff, the foundation. So I've proliferated the production of that, so we're getting a lot more free. But I've also actually proliferated the foundation because that means you get more, obviously, when you're building it. But you can also proliferate the thing itself, so like that. And what happens then is it has a double benefit. So when you lay down, foundation, you either have to fill in land, or you have to pull up land, and you have a soil pile which sits mythically in some pocket dimension, I guess. And basically, so when you put the land, the foundation down, and it's too low, it'll fill it in with soil. If it's too high, it'll take the soil away. And proliferated foundation is better in both directions. So when you put it down, you either get more. Oh yeah, I was doing this bonkers thing, wasn't I? Okay, let's see if we can just land and work out where we are. So what are you actually? Oh, it's the spiniform stuff. Okay. Yeah, but when we place this down, so if I made this bigger, I won't do it because I'll show you what we're going to do. But if I made this bigger, I would need to landfill these areas. And when it's proliferated, it costs you less soil. But also when you flatten areas, so you do it down, you get more soil. So it's like a double benefit, basically. Now, we're not going to obviously... Basically, I'm going to set up each of these... Oh, wait a minute. We're going to have to... I forgot to bring the... nuts. I forgot to bring the oil. Plasma oil things. Oh, bottom. Okay, so we'll have to set the planet up, basically. And what we're going to do... I think I'm only going to do one of the poles. Because what I've been doing on most planets is the south pole is where material comes in. And then the north pole is where stuff goes out. But we're not going to want anything to come in on this planet because we're just literally going to export. I mean, I could landfill the entire planet, but I don't, that would cost way more stuff than I've got. Where's the North Pole? Up that way. So yeah, we should be up there. We go. So we should be able to land on that. No, missed. There you go. Right. So yeah, it's quite expensive because we're putting in a lot of land for it. But as you see, I've got 3.3 million. And with it being proliferated, it costs me less as well. Now, the difficult bit of this is going to be working out how big I need to make it. Because what I do on the other planets, I think it's probably that one. I mean, we don't technically need to put as many interplanetary things down, technically. You see, I'm already down to 3 million. If I fill this out, what I've been doing is I've been using these to position everything because I think it's that one there. Oh, I need a bit more, don't I? Right. Yeah, I'm going to need to do another row here. I'm basing it on the, so you see it what stops. It's basically, it hard segments the planet basically. How are we doing? 2.8. We can always go to the other planets and sort of flatten out areas to get a bit more soil. But I'm sort of hoping we've got enough to do this cap end piece, and then we'll be a bit more careful with the. Right, so we need that now, and then we'll rotate it around there, and we should be able to hit one tab. That didn't work, did it? Hang on. Let's try that again. I might have got these in the wrong place. It's difficult without without the equator to start from. So if I did that, no, that's obviously wrong, isn't it? Because maybe it's there. Maybe it's there. Oops. Because if you do that and you hit it tab once, it puts it on the equator again. And that's how I know I've got the right place, basically. And I colour the... Right, so we should be able to go right the way around now. Right. But yeah, I've been doing the same basic design. Oh, well, might as well fill them in. On all the planets. Oh, wait, sorry. Or do I put that one in as well? I can't remember. I don't think so. Pop that there. Solar panels. And then we tab this a couple of times until we get one in each corner. And then we go around. Yeah. You can, I mean, you can sort of, do them things, but I prefer them if they're actually on, the major meridians. And I think this one we can, yeah. So we get one more panel on each side here. Like that. Can I undo? No. Take it out again though to line it up. And then we do now. We should be able to take it all the way down. And there. I should blueprint this, but I've been trying, and there's obviously some. Oh, have I run out? Some hotkey or something that I'm not aware of. Alright, and then what I do, you see, is I put these. I'm going to need more. How much more? About that much more? It's too much. Ha! That doesn't look like it I'm expecting it to. I wonder if I could sneak one in there. No. Okay. Yeah, so I think we're going to have to do a bit more. No, is that not enough? It is, you're just being weird. Right, so where are they? And then... because you can get it to basically line up there. Doesn't look quite right, but that's fine. So how far? That would have to be... yeah, okay. That's a little bit annoying. How much we've got? 2.5 million left. We should be alright. I think, you know... I say, I can always go and flatten some other planets. Oh, bum. Just click there. I like how it does these sort of semi-random patterns with it. That looks quite cool. Have I gone out one extra level? No, that's right. Down there. Yeah, now we can put, say, one each here. I remember that being on a major line, that's why I was a bit confused. So I've probably got something wrong here, but it's fine. It's not going to make a lot of difference in the grand scheme of things. And then there. So they should all be on the same, they're like toes as it were. See that one? Yeah, there. But you need to... let's just check it's charged. Yeah. Oh, that one's not connected. Why are you not connected? Yeah, I've got this wrong somewhere. So, if you go there... okay. Basically, so there's a little dot in the that represents like the center of the thing, and that has to be covered by the range of a power thing for it to charge. If it's outside that, it gives you a different symbol, but it's a bit finicky. It's a bit sort of doesn't always match like that. So we can try putting it sort of there. Okay, yeah. There are other ways of, you know, arranging this. It's just, I quite like this pattern because it's easy to remember. It's basically like, I say I work up from the equator normally, but you go up from the equator and you get to here and then you count back 3. You put in the line and then you count in 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then you can put that on there. It doesn't put them evenly and stuff like that, but it gets them all, you know, all there. Then we go around and put these guys in. Oh, I should do that. Because basically the only drones will be on these. And I'm probably going to set all of them up the same. Might not do, but... so that they've all got stuff in. Because I'm kind of assuming with these that, like, being parallel, or having multiple options is the way to go, if you see what I mean. So, lots of ones set up. These haven't got international ones. 10, 10, 10, 10, 100, 10. Right, so we need to pick one really to have the old accumulators in. Accumulators meaning these guys. Now how did I work out what was best to do that? I think you put it on like that line. So the middle bit in that major line, as it were. And then if you line it up with that there, and sort of tab your way, you can get them on the major lines there as well. And what that does is that, because you can pass, so these are all going to be discharge. Now, I think you meant to do like half and half, charging and discharging, but basically this entire planet is going to be charged by accumulators, because I'm not going to go around putting other power sources on. you know, we've got these. These are like, effectively what happens with it. It's a bit weird, but the discharges. Will you go up there? The accumulators take preference over any power you've got locally. So it will always, if it's got discharge, you know, if it's got accumulators available, it will always use the power from those. Which is a bit strange, actually, when you sort of think about it. And it's only when you've used up all of your discharging, all of your batteries, basically, that it will then switch to any local power. What am I looking for? I'm looking for accumulators, aren't I? So, full ones, empty ones. What I normally do with this one is I put in, you know, foundations and stuff, but so I'm not going to build here other than... I've already got tons of it. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Because it'll just sit here doing nothing, basically. Yeah, so that's not... But we do want warpers. So 100 of them. We could do it on local supply, but let's say... So remote demand. Yep. And then this wants to be like, I don't know, 500 and 1,000. So we want both as local storage. This is remote demand. Yep, okay. What's the other thing I usually put on here? Oh, I normally also request in proliferation fluid, but we're not going to proliferate anything here. And I do that just as a matter of course, but I say there's no real point. Okay, so then what you do? Well, let's set up the warpers first. Let's put it. So you go around there, and they just have a little loop basically. Around that. Like this. I mean, you can request them in on every station, but it's like no point when we're not going to use these spaces for anything else, so might as well just take them round, and then we got a spare slot. Not that... I mean, there's only, whatever it is, 3 products here, effectively. Oh, wait, did that go... What's the middle one? Not the end one. Well, I suspect these aren't... Yeah, they're not lined up properly. Oh, well. Oh, well, doesn't matter. It's easier when you've got, you know, you've got the wind turbines there already. There. Oh, no, I don't need to do that one. So I can put those back. Oh, no, I'll just keep them. Did you... You did... So is there warpers here? Yeah. If there's warpers in the last one, it means they're all set up properly. Then what we do... Well, let's put these in first. Now, what I think you're meant to do is... Or, like, the cheat for getting it to work properly. Is that if you have an equal number of charging and discharging... Wait, was that in the right place? Yeah, it's the middle line, basically. On that line there. And effectively, it then self-balances itself in a bit of a strange way. That means that it'll actually take your own... In fact, what we could do, let's just order in... We order in a few more solar panels. So I don't actually mind that these are not going to be used, because there's only a tiny number. It's just like almost a coverage for an excess demand, basically. But yeah, what I'm doing here, basically, this is the output. So this is the used accumulators coming through. And what I could do to achieve the balance thing is I could have 6 and 6, but it'd mean sort of more complicated belts, and I say I'm not actually that bothered about running this planet entirely on accumulators. Particularly now that I've found a magma planet anyway. Right, and then we do a little hop, skip and a jump. So I want to go to there, up a level, to there. Oh, that's not very well aligned, but that's fine. And then this wants to be those. Coming out of there, and they'll just keep that topped up. What we can then do, rather than use splitters, because these are, even when they're max discharging, because these are also well, they should be proliferated. I'm not 100% sure I've done that properly, but yeah, there's sufficient charge in them, and they charge sufficiently slowly that it's not, you know, it doesn't need 30 a second sort of thing in each one. So what we do is we go around, put the belt going in, and instead of using a splitter, we just bring it over with a inserter. Now we'll have an issue for a while that the interstellar ones don't have the power, suck up all the power basically, because they have gigantic batteries in them. So this means it's not powered, so it's not going to do anything until it gets power, but that'll happen when all of these are properly charged up. Now we could set we could set it lower and stuff, but we might as well just keep it going. Oh, I've got them now. Okay, so we can clear that one out. I also need to bring in the whatchamacallits, the oil extractors. So I've got them, but unfortunately I've probably got the other planet has got a million oil extractors on it. Yeah, so they won't kick in basically until they need to. We could jump start it. I mean, what we could do, we could put some, furnaces there. Don't think I've even got them. I'm not sure they're properly in the system. But there you go, you see. So just about enough charge left over to get these to kick in. They'll kick in and they discharge. And the planet will now basically be running on the batteries. So it's a weird graph, this, but basically it's showing that the discharge is that sort of dark blue. So that's my accumulators being discharged. The light blue bit is your generation, but it's your generation capacity. It's not actually generating that. Well, it is because these run anyway, because it's, but if it was a coal power station or something, then it wouldn't be using them. They'd all be sat idle, because that little gap there, if you notice that basically that gap, in fact, actually, I think it probably is using some of our power, because that gap is just slightly smaller than the turquoise, the aquamarine colour. And basically, what it's sort of showing is that it's using accumulator charge rather than, using the local generation first. But say it's an odd graph that is confusing. But yeah, one of the great things about these guys is they pass through. So the used batteries, the used accumulators, go through. So they don't grab them, they don't try and do anything with them. So the ones here are going all the way around the loop and exiting here, which is a nice, neat little thing. We will struggle for batteries because, as I say, we don't have that many. I'm only charging them at home, on our home system. Right, we should be able to get another row in here. Yep, there we go. Like that. To there. Finish this row off. Oops. Like that. And then we can just leave this as a gap. But I like to just put in some panels there as well. And I say this is almost like a backup power for the accumulators now. But this planet isn't going to be doing a great deal, so it doesn't really matter. I if it ends up basically running on accumulators. Okay, so did we get the oil things in? I tend to try and align my requests with this because you can work out which one's which and put it in the first one or the last one. We don't need 100 of those, but there doesn't seem to be any way of stopping it, having less than 100. So what we need to do, basically, well, we need to sort this out, but what we need to do is like landfill around these, but only sufficient that we can put the thing down, because we don't need massive land platforms or anything. Let's use something like that. Do we want it to have a colour? Let's just make it default colour. But yeah, I mean, we're going to need a little bit of space. Well, I mean, the other thing, we're going to need to get power over here. Whoops. Stand still, lad, stand still. But we'll work that out later, because I want to get them all laid down first, and then... Oh. So actually, we don't need that much room at all, do we? Because we are going to have to... Well, we could run these up with belts. Is one thing I was thinking about. Because we literally take the, because belts just float over anything. They're not, you don't need land underneath the belts. And we're not, I say, we've got one of those already, but in fact, what I should do, I should disconnect that. In fact, let's go and disconnect the belts on that. Because I can order in loads of belts. There'll be thousands of belts available. If I just get rid of that. And then what I can do is I can grab that. I can do up here. Now what's a good one to do? If we do this one. Spiny-form stalagmite. Oh, we want all of these to be local demand. So put this on spiny-form stalagmite as well. And it will take them directly from there. So we should be able to get rid of those two. I mean, this is another, this is another option we could do. We could have little local, wind turbines around them. Can I pick you up now? I think I can. Yep. And we can put the rest... Oh, I got 1 million warpers in there. Okay. We can put the rest of these in another one. I mean, eventually I may come back and, because I'm not actually doing any exotic material. We want local demand. Production, that's one of the other things we need to set up. So we've got 3 of them done now. So if we do a 4th one, demand, and I'll just fill it up for when it's available, and say I may come back, because there is a lot here. So it may be worth doing it when I've set all of those up, but I've not set any of that up yet. So crude oil, local demand, and crude oil, local demand. Crude oil, local demand. I mean, we could request up the coal as well, couldn't we? And then that's basically everything this planet's got to offer. I mean, maybe water, even, But kind of assume there'll be less landfill-intensive ways of doing water. Yeah, let's request the coal because it's just going to waste otherwise. So I'm not actually going to set it up. This will probably end up being a long-term project because demand, local demand. Demand. Yeah, so let's do them 4 to start with. So we got spiny forms, oil and coal, spiny forms, oil and coal, spiny forms, oil and coal, spiny forms, oil and coal. Okay, so they're all ready to go. I say our options are to belt it over, to put it into a logistics one and have them collect it, because as with that other one I set up, I mean, how big would that be? Let's see what it would look like if I had to do that. How big of a platform does it need? Not very big at all. Oh, okay. We chuck that straight in there, you see. Set that to oil. This doesn't need to be powered, is the thing. So we could, and I think it's just, you just need 2 to get this to run. I suppose it's good to have options either way. Is that big enough? Too close to another wind turbine. 659 kilowatts. So what does 659 kilowatts do for us? So it's not quite enough for it to run at full power, is it? If I was to put a bit of a area here as well, could we get a third one in? Not there. The third one there. 840 kilowatts. Okay, so 3 turbines will run one of those on this planet. I think that's because it's slightly better. Yeah, 110%. Okay. So I think you need 4 on, like, home planet. I say we don't need to power this. It's just like a logistic storage chest, almost like in Factorio or something like that. They could have done with introducing, you know, when they introduced the secondary, you know, the advanced mining machines, some options for these that were, you know, the equivalent of that, because those you can have drones directly pull stuff out of. Yeah, so it seems to be chugging away, doing the business. Okay. Now then, I mean, that was the worst example to use because that was the closest one, or one of the closest ones. So what I'm thinking now, are these all in a line now? Because we've got all the crude oil appears to be in a line now, apart from, you know, one down here and this one here. But even that's sort of in a line. So what I'm thinking is we belt something over to there. I'll put another one of those in, and we can use that one. You know, we can have a logistics station there and put both of those in it. And then these ones we can directly feed up here, because is this the one? Yes, that's oil. So I might have to do something in terms of balancing and number of belts and stuff to get it into multiple. Or we could just have a couple of logistics stations. Feed them in. Yeah, okay, because we got this bit built anyway. Oh, did I not go into flight mode? Yeah, got this area here anyway. So we might as well put one of these in. We don't need to charge it again. Set this to oil. And then we can see how little we can get away with here. It's not the actual... It's this that's the problem, the soil pile. Not the... Is that small? Is that big enough for us? Small? Not quite. Yeah, it's a little bit more. Oh, it needs to be bigger anyway if we're going to put... Because I quite like the idea of putting turbines on all of them. Especially if it's only 3. But we'll see how much belt we need. Now, what I can do, if I do a little straight bit there, and a straight bit there, And we can straight line this. Just save a tiny bit about like that. And then, was the other one this way? There it is. Oh. There. It's over there, isn't it? Okay. Right, yeah. So turn a little bit straight bit. And then if we go and find the other... Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because it's sufficiently far that I won't be able to build it all at once. Could probably get a rough idea of the angle. So, that building range. So it wants to be something like that, which is approximately there. So if we get close enough there, oops, and then do the second bit here. That's a mighty bit of belt, that. Planet spanning. Right, so let's put some turbines on all of these. How would that work? So if I do, say, one there, hopefully one there. So one there, one there. Cool. And have you got 840? You've got 840. Super duper. Go finish your belt off. Let us finish your belt. Yep, that's coming in. Finish this one. I think you can rotate these, you know, like with the freeform rotation, but it never seems like something you need to do. As in, you can rotate this. I'll make that too big, haven't I? But that's fine. One there. One there. One there. 840. Lovely jubbly. Pumping out the oils. Taking in the oils. They're being collected. Excellent. Right, so those are the sort of odds and sods ones. The rest of them are all in really nice sort of agglomeration. But what we kind of need to think about is how we get them into multiple... Because the drones will just like distribute them between these. That's one of the big advantages of the drones. The heck was that? You know, so you can see it's filling up in multiple ones at sort of similar sorts of rates. But if we're going to belt it up, I mean, now around this side, so you know, it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. So how much would we be getting? We've got, call that 9. Call that 9. That one is 9, but slightly over, and that one is 9. So we've got 9, 18, 27, 36. In fact, they're all... If we take all of them as 9, then we're going to be overcounting rather than undercounting, which is fine. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, I've already got that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's count it as 10. No, 9 would be... Oh no, 9 sevens, 63. So it's more than... It's... Well, 2 belts would probably do it. Because I've overcounted effectively there. So I think 2 blue belts. Because it is... Yeah, 30 a second. So if we can get all of these onto 2 blue belts, then we would be able to belt it up. Or, as I say, we could have, say, we could put one there and one there, and the bots will kind of sort it out for us. I think I prefer that idea, because otherwise I'm going to have to do some mad splittering thing. Okay, let's go and put the actual things in. Where are we going? Here we go. So, a bit here. Yeah, I think we'll be alright for landfill. Oh. Oh, you go that way, but is that useful? No. Yeah, as I say, I think you can rotate them in some way, but I don't think it matters as such. Right, so then we want you. Oops. Something like that, maybe? Might have over-prepared this a little bit. Don't think I've got... So it's surprising how quickly you use the soil up. So, because what did we have? We had over 3 million to start with. And we're less than 2, and that's with it, you know, the bonuses from proliferation. So, no, what am I doing? Okay. So, I'm thinking one here that these 3 feed into. So, we might, oops, make this a bit more vertical like that. Now, what I could do is I could put it sort of here. So we could have one there, if it'll fit. Yep. Will that go straight in? Yep. And then you should go straight in. Oh. Typical. Typical. And then you come out of there into there. Wait a minute, how many have I put down? Oh, bum. That's not where I wanted that, is it? Oh well. I mean, I could just put it on the back, couldn't I? We could have... So we've got a platform here as well. So we do need... In fact, let's charge this one first so that we don't accidentally incorporate this guy. You've got 870? No, you've got 24 kilowatts. What? Is that because it's idle? Oh, I didn't set that. This needs to have that. There we go. Didn't know what was going on then. Right, so if we have one on the back then, since I've messed up where I was intending to have these, we'll just have them together. So we can send this one, say, in there. What else have we got? We've got then those 3, and I need to connect that one to that one. Okay, so let's put the belt in first. Oops, that. And then, so we've got those 3 in there. And then we need a little land. This one. Whoops. Don't crash in the water. So you can go in there. Out of building range, okay. Like that. And then this should be the last one. Like, oh. Lead foundation support, okay. So that bit? Yeah. Don't know what you're moaning about. What are you moaning about? And then up to there. Oh, out of building range. In there. This one needs to... Oh, it's already on the line. Okay. Cool. Right, so we need to get power into these. And then we'll start... we'll make sure we've not missed anything. That'll fit there. That'll fit there. So we need a little bit on the back. Another one in. 840, lovely jubbly. Bet that's too close. Yeah, you went up. No, we'll only put it there. And there. 840, excellent. I love the version he does when he's, or it, the robot does when it's just hovering because you've, you know, crashed into water basically. But it's more like that guy who does the jetpack displays. Yeah, we put that there. Yeah. 840, superb, superb, superb. And then this one too. Can I get one in there? Not quite, okay. Actually might be better like that. Yeah. No. Went, oh, there we go. Went blue somewhere, 840. We didn't even have to summon up more belt. One on there, yeah, two. And there, perfect. 840. I'm basically just checking they're connected. You can sometimes get them a little bit too far away and they don't connect together. Oops. There. In there. Not quite enough room there, I don't think. And 840. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, have I missed any? So we got crude oil there. We got the crude oil there. We got crude oil there, 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 and there. It's coming in, obviously that one as well. On all of the belts. Excellent. This one is still okay. Superb. Wait, is that running? Yeah. And then, are you still alright? Oh, that's not got enough power. That's obviously why I had more turbines on that. We might as well have it running at full chat, given it's just a couple of turbines. Need some in there, maybe? No. Trying to avoid powering this because they do act as a massive power drain. 2.94 megawatts. Excellent. So that's running at full, well, 100% speed as well. Okay. Let's have a look and see about these. So they've got, you know, slots for coal as well. And in theory, I could do all of the spiny forms, but I mean, how much coal have we got left? Not coal. How much soil have we got left? 1.98, you see. So it's used well over 1 million soils. We have soiled ourselves 1 million times. Right, so I think that's that for this watery planet. So if I end up with tons and tons of... Where are we going? Is it... Oops, don't want to crash back into the same planet. Is it 2 or 1 I'm going to? I think it's 2, isn't it? Let's have a look. You see, what I'm hoping is that the bots will, you know, bring the oil over from this other planet. So they'll bring it from here. Now, it's probably full, so they wouldn't be doing it anyway. But I don't know how smart the system, you know, how smart it's set up, because it's like, where's he going? Is he taking stuff away, or is he going to bring some stuff in? Or has he just dropped some stuff off? You know, because what we want really is just a flow of oil. Because there's loads of oil there. Well, relatively speaking, anyway. Right, so what I need to do is get up Factorio Lab, if the game will let me. The game seems to be set. Seems to have some exclusive control thing, but it pulls it over. Factorio Lab. So, Dyson Sphere Program. We're producing... No, don't do that. Energy matrices. Do we want... Well, let's put it on blue. What did I have? And settings probably needs tweaking. Yeah. So default wants to be blue. Oh, not time. Production. Default belt is low. Gosh. Right, so that was it 60 items up. You see, I can't remember what we went for. I think it was 120, wasn't it, on these planets? Because that would give me... Yeah, I think we were going for 120. Because I'm not planning on doing 120 white. You know, the final cubes. This is just like so that I can have automatic buffering, essentially. Not automatic, but you know, it's producing way more than it's going to consume, so that we don't end up in that situation where it's just in time delivery. What we want is a nice buffer, basically. You know, that it'll fill up. So basically, because especially when we get fully boosted, you know, fully powered up, the drones take a massive amount of stuff with them. So if you don't have the capacity to fill it up quite quickly, you can end up like the surges up and down, basically. Okay, so in order to make 120 red science a minute, we need 10 laboratories. Did I even order up the laboratories? Have I got bots? Let's grab some more bots. Is that all you got? Let's order some more of them in then. We don't really need the thingy ones. Have I got? I've got plenty of them. That's fine. What else did I sort of preemptively list? I guess we should grab some... In fact, let's put that on that. We'll grab some labs, because we're going to do... I say we're going to do all sorts. Why has it got energetic photons on there? You don't need antimatter for this recipe. Something's gone weird there with the calculator. Oh, I see. It's saying, oh, it's like it's the offshoot basically. Okay, can I change that recipe? Because we don't want it to be ray receiver photons. What? No, I don't even want it to make it out of... What a weird default. I guess because you get so many of them as an offshoot, that's like the way it suggests doing it. But no, we want, say, plasma refining. There we go. There we are. So to feed, basically we need 10 labs. I wonder if I can get that sort of round up. I should have set this up so that you could see it. But... Okay, so yeah, we would need 10 labs, which will require 6 art smelters using coal. So we're going to give it lots of options, but that gives us a scale for coal. I mean, we'll do more than that, because if at some point I want to, you know, like double everything up for whatever reason, then we'll make it so that it's quite easy to support that. But we would then need 11 oil refineries making hydrogen essentially out of oil. Okay. Right, so that's the maths. Yeah, so we need oil refineries. We got them. We could put them back, couldn't we? And they're available. One of the key things with this... Wait, which one did I put back? System is you have to remember to switch everything to remote supply. Otherwise they're not available. And set this down to 1%. Even then... If you end up coincidence of numbers, you can end up with like 4 left over, but because this 1% of 600 is obviously 6, so if there's less than 6, it just won't take them. Right, so I've got oil refineries, I've got smelters, I've got chemical labs. I don't need chemical labs, do I? No, I don't think I do I? Because we're just going to refine it into the oil and hydrogen, and then we're going to use the other processes. Yeah. Okay. But say we'll also make the stuff out of coal. Right, where was I going to build this? I think I was going to build it sort of over here. Since we've got lots of space. Just the equator somewhere here, roughly. Yeah, so this is like our equatorial line. So let's build labs here. Okay, so I'm going to do the same idea that I did with the blue science. Which is basically that. Let's put it a bit in. And then we'll have the... Did I grab the labs? I don't think I grabbed the labs, did I? I can't see them if I did. Right, where are they then? them. I'm just wondering if I could put these solar panels away. Do I have a slot for them? I mean, I don't really need them. Yeah, okay. Yes, so labs. Now, how many did it say we needed? We needed 10 technically. Can I stack 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can in theory. Do I want to stack 10? Because that's a mighty stack. Let's not do that. 1, 2, 3. Let's do them next to each other. And we'll have the output ESA. How do I want to do that? I mean, I could just do it with one lab, couldn't I, and order everything in? Because all it's getting in is the 2 products, not one lab, one of these. So we can have output going one way. It's not like I'm gonna, make everything elsewhere. So unlike the blue, where and the other builds, I think will generally be making it in line, probably. In fact, it probably won't actually. Blue's probably the only one where it's made in line. But we need room for proliferation, obviously. So how much room is that? If we put that there, it gives us plenty of room to play with. And then out of here, that's not very tidy, is it? Maybe. Let's rethink that. So if we put that there, then we want the output. Or do we want the input? So if the output was like that, in fact, let's move it one up. So if we put it here, then we can have the... Oh, that's the point. We can't do 1 because we've not got... We need to proliferate as well. So actually, this is just the input, just the output. So we are going to need another one somewhere up here. The inputs. For the inputs, the science. But we can perhaps have them be like this. So it'll be that one and that one. So we would need to order in that and that and that. And then the labs can go somewhere here. What's a nice distance? If this was like this, say. That's not a bad distribution, is it? So we can take them out. 4, 5, 2, 3, 5. So these are the 2 inputs. We could easily move this up. It doesn't need to be... Proliferation's not going to take that much room. In fact, let's not even do that. Let's do it there. So this needs to be sort of here-ish, maybe. So this is ordering in carbon, hydrogen, Activate carbon. It is 1 to 1. What, 2 and 2? Cool. Now if we're getting 120 a minute, that's only 2 a second, isn't it? So we would only need 4 a second. Input. More than do with these. So that's that and that's that. Go on. Output here. Come on. So really that should be a little bit closer to make it a bit more symmetrical, but that's fine. We can just put the power thing in here. No. No. Okay. It's a bit annoying I can't power it with just one of those. So, if the power's here, would you be powered? No. Okay. If I put you here, are you powered? No. So it would need to be there for that to be powered. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Okay. I'm being very fussy. I don't know why. Let's put the proliferators that way around then. Can I get you powered now? Yes. I think. Yeah, so that's powered. And then we can put this one. Well, let's put it... Should we put it in line, maybe? We'll just have the belt go round. So it's lined up with those. Those two. Like that. And then this is the... I'm not going to proliferate outputs, always proliferate input recipes, I think. Right, bread cubes. This needs connecting. I haven't set the recipes. So we want that one, that one, that one. And then you out of here. Up a level. Through there. Through there. So let's order that in first. Demand. We need some drones in. Don't need to do it on this side, but that's going to be red cubes. Supply. Proliferation juice is arriving. And is full up. Okay, so let's set these to demand. Obviously, because I've got these as available things, as just like raw stuff, they're going to do that anyway. But I'm going to set up the production for those. So it has all sorts of options. It's almost like foolproof in it, in a sense. Oh, it hasn't arrived. Let's maybe boost the power. Yeah, I'm on. Excuse me. Yeah, and the basic idea, as I say, I'm going to do all sorts of production areas here, making those products in a range of different ways. And I say, almost as a foolproofing thing. So you're supplying... It'll take a little while before it's got enough for a drone to pick it up. But is everyone running okay? Everyone's there. Everyone's there and is proliferated. Super duper. Super duper. Right, so first order of business, I guess, is the what's it called? Graphite, graphene, whatever it calls it in this game. Graphite. So it's 2 in 2 seconds. Two in 2 seconds to make 1. So we want 6 smelters in theory. So if we do 12, because that's then symmetrical, we would need 24 coal, which is just a single lane of coal. So we should be fine and dandy if we just have... Am I going to proliferate these? Coal is a relatively limited resource for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but coal seems to be relatively scarce for some reason. Yeah, I won't do them yet. So if we just have coal out the middle, and then we put, say this is the return, then we can have proliferator. So I think I might as well proliferate all of these, but I'm wondering if I can sneak it out of here, because it's just the one thing. No? Can I get proliferation juice out of there? Will it go up a level in time? No. So it would need to be there. I mean, I could use a, splitter as a sort of a lift, basically. But yeah, it's fine. Right, so if we put a power jobby in here, or maybe on that side, because then it's sort of symmetrical. Maybe there. Will that cover them all? So if we wanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then they're all covered, so that's good. And then this is input, so that's output, so that's output, and that's input. Did you get that right? So input, yeah, output, yeah. And then copy that. Oops. Down now. That down now. Oh, didn't set the recipe. Didn't set the recipe. Cool. So we want to demand coal. Oh, forgot the juice. Forgot the juice. You need the juice as well. I mean, we don't really, but let's get the juice in. The special juice. Oh, they beat the juice. I love that it colours the drones the same colour. That's what they're taking. So we've got level 3 there. I say, because coal's expensive, it seems, or is it rare, or maybe it's just I haven't found the right planets yet. But yeah, I seem to have a relative paucity of coal for some reason. Right, next one then would be processing oil, basically. Now, all we really need to do... Well, we've got a couple of options. What we could do is we could have the oil... Because obviously we have these, like, stacked recipes, basically. So, not stacked recipes, but... Well, you got the recipes. So this one produces light oil and hydrogen. So we can feed the hydrogen in. But this recipe takes in the some hydrogen and light oil and gives us the carbon back. So what we kind of want to do and gives us carbon as well. So what we kind of want to do is use that, or we could export the refined oil, you see, somewhere else. I don't think we'll do that. I mean, the other option, we could start using fire ice for this, I guess. We'd have to, export the graphite somewhere. I'm not sure how these recipes... Oh, right, that one's a speed-up one. Okay. I think I might just do this by ear, effectively, and not worry too much about... Because according to this, I need 11 of them. But I'm not entirely sure whether that's accounting for... So if we use X-ray cracking as well... So it all goes a bit weird. So basically what that's saying is we would have 6 and 7, and that should eat up all of our refined oil, I think. I think that's what that's saying. But it doesn't quite provide enough hydrogen, so you would need hydrogen coming in. But yeah, we could also do fire ice. I mean, one of these things with these, in fact, if I set it properly, because I should be bringing in hydrogen. Oh, it is collecting from orbital collectors, so we'll kind of always have a supply of hydrogen. Yeah, let's give this a go and see what happens, basically. So, if we were to bring out oil there, right? Let's try and line up the proliferator. I mean, I could take the proliferation from there, couldn't I, rather than... Because we could move that over. And have it feed across. Yeah, let's do that. So we take the proliferation juice out there. Upper level there. So this then is... Oops, going to go across here. I can feed it in there. Can I power it all still? That's the question. Maybe not. Are you powered? Yeah, cool, okay. So we want the proliferators. Proliferators. There. Is that the same line? Because what if I'm going to proliferate, then I might as well proliferate, if you see what I mean. So we'll proliferate the raw oil, but we also then need to proliferate the processed oil, which could be interesting. So how would be a good way of doing this? Because this is the thing again, we need some of the hydrogen in order to do the cracking. We could cheat that by having the hydrogen coming out as well as coming in. So in other words, if I had hydrogen in here, because we're going to have hydrogen in here anyway. And the carbon. It's just, what if it got taken away before? Because we can't have it both be demand and supply. We could set up another one, and that's, we put the hydrogen into that one, and that's supply, and this is demand, and then it'll, you know, hopefully auto-balance itself. That's a bit overcomplicated, given that we get enough hydrogen out to support that process. But then we'd have to proliferate it, you see. How might we do that? So if we were to grab the raw oil in, say, there, and we need 6 of these, I think it said 2, 4, 5, 6. Right. So it grabs the raw oil in from the one side, and then we have, say, like I've done in a lot of my other builds, where we have, say, the hydrogen coming out on one side, sort of going, you know, that way. So you can be hydrogen. Oops. Oops. Doesn't need to be that far up, does it? I think it can be just there. Chop that off too short. So if that's hydrogen, that's because you can put, you know, different machines on the same belt. And then this one will need to be hydrogen as well. That needs to go all the way across, across there. And then we can have like something, I mean, or we could take it this way. And then I could proliferate both of them there. That might work. So let's get rid of... Get rid of that belt. So if this is the hydrogen, I mean, we could have one of those priority splitter things where it basically pushes it one way until the belt's full, and then it pushes it the other way. Could maybe do something like that. I'm a little wary of proliferating it too much, as it were. I mean, it doesn't waste it, but it could waste it, if you see what I mean, if it ends up going somewhere completely different. I mean, we don't have to have this. You know, we could put the oil and stuff there. In fact, we could do all of them there. I mean, we don't have to. We've got 3 slots. So I don't actually need this level of complexity, really, do I? Yeah, okay. Let's do that then. So, oh, missed. So if I put more belts down, like that, and then that needs to, well, put that there. I put them right next to each other. Oops, now, like that. No. 2, 4, 6, and then it's basically an in, you know, hydrogen out that one, and that's plasma refining. Oops. So the oil is proliferated and goes in there. Well, I could loop those back, couldn't I? So rather than have the belt go that way, it could go this way to here, say. Can I both proliferate and do a corner? Yeah, looks like it. And I could have, you know, done it here as well. So we then want them coming this way, and then we have the other recipe, of which I think I need 7. I think it said. Nope, missed. And then we want the out. Oh, I can't do outs. So I am going to have to... So this will be proliferated processed oil, refined oil, or whatever it calls it, and hydrogen. So it grabs them two. But we can have a... I'm tempted not to have that one. Which one is that? So that's the raw stuff. So actually that's the one I do want. So that would be the processed oil. And then this is the hydrogen. And in theory, I don't think it will fit in here, will it? We can have a... Oh, it will. Okay. Prioritize splitter, basically. Oh, no. 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 You're not happy, are you? You're not happy. Let's put the belt in first. Are you going to let me proliferate there? Yeah, it's just a build order thing. So basically what this is doing is saying, right, well, your priority is to send it that way. So send it that way, and when that belt fills up, send it the other way. So it will only go into the thingy once this is full, because we don't need all of the hydrogen necessarily. But what we can do is have the hydrogen coming this way from these machines, because these will also output hydrogen as well. So it definitely fills this lane up, but it just fills the lane up. We're not going to loop that back or anything. And we don't need to loop this one back because it's raw oil, processed oil. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It makes sense to me anyway. So what we do need is this, you know, one output and the other output system here. And I need to get it right, basically. That's the trick. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I mean, I could have the carbon going out, you know, around the back and stuff, but yeah, whatever. So again, so this is hydrogen. I've done it too far up as well. I'm wasting belt. Oh, no, wrong one. Oops, that's hydrogen. I mean, you can stick them on the same belt and stuff. I just prefer to, you know, and use these as a filter as well. But I just prefer doing it like this, really. Right, so this needs to be hydrogen here. This needs to be hydrogen here. Hydrogen there. Hydrogen there. And then that's hydrogen there, that's hydrogen there, and that's hydrogen there. Okay, get the carbon out. We need to do a little bunny hop. We'll sort that bit out in a minute. Just get this placed first. Level. And we'll put the splitter inserters on. So carbon, carbon, carbon. I don't trust myself to copy it. Carbon, carbon, carbon. Done. Okay. Now, let's nibble these back. And then hopefully... Oh, no, got the wrong thing entirely there. That's quite long, but that's fine. I think I could probably take it back one further, but that's right. Don't matter. I'd rather it's right than as pretty as it possibly can be. So that's the graphite coming back in. So let's double check that. So we've got oil coming out of here, getting a proliferation if we hook this up. Like so. It then goes in here and gets converted into hydrogen and refined oil. The hydrogen comes out of the middle one and goes up to this splitter, where it's told go that way, unless that's full, and then go that way. The refined oil goes this way, gets a proliferation, and is not input anywhere. Okay. So we need inputs here and here. Again, I don't trust myself to get the copying right. Oh, that's wrong anyway. So I'll just do it by hand. Well, I could probably... Oh, I've done it again. No. Like that, yes. So the refined oil is coming out of there, goes into these machines, along with a little bit of hydrogen, and it then outputs hydrogen on that line, which it says, right, well, if you're still full, chuck it in the logistics station, and we also get a bit of carbon. Okay, so let's power it up. Where can we put a power one that will cover them all? Don't think we can. We're bound to end up with a bit of a gap. Let's see if we can put one. No, can't put one there. Let's put one here. I'll probably need another one. Oops. Sort of here-ish maybe. I think I need to double this actually, but let's just see if it works first. So, we've got the juice already, so we want to demand that. We want some bots in, and we want to see what happens. Oh dear. Why is nothing happening? Oh, because it's not live yet. What happened with this one? Did you do your business? You did. See, what I'm hoping is they'll pull from these in preference. So we have got the hydrogen available, but I'm hoping it's smart enough that, you know, this system will use these products in preference. And I can't see any evidence of that happening. But then it's not really doing anything with the output. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't set this, did I? So one of these, which one was I going to do? So we've got raw stuff being demanded there. Okay, so we can maybe do this one. Local demand. There we go. So that'll get the system really chugging, because this is... There you go. So pulling it all out. Awesome. And sending it to our home planet, finally. So in theory it's bringing some graphite. Where's it coming from though, you see? Oh. Ah. So it has brought it from there. Because see, what I'm trying to learn, or trying to get a feel for, is how smart it is. So it's still bringing the hydrogen from the main thing, but I doubt there's very much in here yet. And there's, I mean, there's a very real possibility this will back up and effectively it'll get one of them blocked. So there won't be any hydrogen, if you see what I mean. Or coal or whatever. You know, because they're just using it all up. So what I need to check here, we are getting proliferation of hydrogen. That's all getting proliferated. The oil is proliferating. I think I need to double this one because this is only supporting, you know, like I've doubled, this is double what I need, you know, to support this, which is double what I need. So we need to put, you know, copy and paste this basically. But it looks like it's working at least. So it's bringing oil in. Did I put drones in it? I did, yeah. Proliferation juice is only in that one. Have you got any demand? You've got a demand for hydrogen, which is just coming over from the local one. Excellent. So it does look like, I mean, you know, I'm not saying that they wouldn't have thought of doing it in the most sensible way. It's just, say I wasn't sure. Now, I bet it's not going to let me paste it here, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. Well, it is until I press the button and then it'll moan about it being too close, I imagine. Yeah, collide with other object. So I should be able to put it here at least. What's it lined up on? That, yeah. Put it there. Collide with other object. Of course. I mean, you're perfect exact copy of this. So of course you collide with other object. How can it be okay here and it collide with other object over there? Ah dear. Try that again. No, don't like it at all. How about we take out it doesn't tell you what's colliding. It's bound to be these though, isn't it? So maybe if we take these... Oh, I can't. I've got to copy and paste it again. See, this is why this is not a good copy and paste system. Right, can I take you out? So I bet it's them ones that are... because they're right close to each other. And this at least gets me the belts in the right place. No. What's your problem? Oh, it's the proliferator. It's this thing. I put this too close for it to do a copy and paste of. Okay, let's have another go then. So if I just take those out altogether. Do I use now? Are you going to let me do that? Oops. Yeah, so it's just the proliferators. Okay. Which I need to sort out differently anyway. Because we need a splitter or something in here. Right, so are you going to let me put them in? One thing it does let you do, which I think is quite nice, is you can put the proliferators in after, you know, once the belt's already there. So it's that way round with the edge on the thing. So I can put that one in, basically, you see. And it works around the belt, which if you think about it is sort of breaking the laws of physics, because if this belt is like, if you've got two crossing belts, there's no way of you attaching this without like breaking it apart, essentially. Right, so if we then, I don't think it lets you do it with these though, does it? No, you see you can't put them in with the belt already there, but it's going to use the proliferation juice sufficiently slowly that we should be okay. want now. We'll probably need an entire planet for proliferation juice. Or, you know, an entire production facility, because I'm kind of relying on my home planet to produce all that. I'm sure that's not going to be enough for... There you go, so we're running out, actually. Why are we running out? Have I just stretched it all to the point of breaking, or have I not set this properly? There you go, we've not got any proliferation juice. Wow. So that's become more pressing a problem than I'd anticipated. I wonder if that's because there's something wrong on our home planet. Oh no, it's this system. Right, so if we go... Zuban El Ganubi. Wow, so we're not making any. Why are we not making any? That's not good. Let's do... Can't I do everything? Yeah, so we are literally not making a single drop of the stuff. So something has gone wrong at home. I wonder if we've run out of coal. Or maybe carbon nanotubes have run out. And it's just not producing level 3 stuff? Because the others wouldn't show up. It wouldn't be making them either. I mean, why are they not listed on here? Huh. So proliferation juice has collapsed entirely. That's not good. I mean, I don't actually care at this point, because it's only once it's all up and running that it really matters. You don't have any bots. And we need a power thingy. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Can I move that so that it covers them better? That's a bit better. I love the way it goes up and down. So demanding in oil. Where's the oil demand? Oil demand is there and is totally fine. Excellent. Oh, did I not set them? Okay, so we want remote demand, remote demand, remote demand, remote demand. So even if all this collapses, because there's no coal and there's no graphite, no coal and there's no oil, there's you know, those two anyway, and that's coming from gas giants, so it's completely infinite. And that one we can make from fire ice, I think, can't we? Or am I going mad? And fire ice is basically infinite. What's the rest? Is it that one? Oh no, hydrogen comes from... Isn't there a secondary way of getting... Huh. I thought it gave you graphite. No, I mean, it's from oil, so... Oil is, you know, virtually unlimited, I think. Still, I mean, it declines rapidly now, but I think it's virtually unlimited. Anyway, this is running as well. So we're happy. Except for the complete lack of any proliferation juice. That is worrying. Right, let's make sure this is all set so that it will supply to other planets. That was I did an extra one in case I didn't have enough. Right, supply. But we've got loads of it left. So those, I mean, that's not even there. Supply, supply, supply. Those are all what we want here anyway. I put lots on because I don't know. You know, is it better to have a thing dedicated to a single resource? Because it's all about these guys, and you know, eventually. you know, their throughput, and we can boost them up massive, you know, volumes per transport. But what type of parallelization is best? You know, is it worth having all of these in every station, like I've done, or should it be one coal, you know, one oil, one hydrogen, you know, one graphene, whatever it's called. So they're all, I mean, they're not even here. Didn't need them in the end. Didn't need that in the end. I'm trying to get into the habit of doing it because I could obviously stick it in my inventory, but yeah. Right, so we need to go home and we need to find out what the heck in the last 10 minutes has happened to all of our proliferation juice. Okay, where is home? Home is there. I'll race you back. I'll race you back. Get up to speed. Yeah, so there we go. So that's red science. I am not at all sure whether I will have time to set up, because it's obviously yellow science next. And it's not that complicated. It does involve organic crystals, but there's the system we're going to build it in has organic crystals. So we're okay. You know, we should be able to do a similar sort of thing. I forgot where the caps lock key is. Right, where is home? Right, so we want to go. Oh, I've not orbited the star, have I? Okay. You lose all your speed when you go into orbit, which is annoying. Okay, we don't want to run out of juice completely, so it'll be a slightly slow trip. Right, so I guess I can also show you this. So what I've been doing with those, other, you know, the ones that are off, you know, that I've requested to the other place to recycle them effectively, because you can just order them across the different things, but I kind of like to bring them back again. It's just whacking on the remote demand, and so long as I say, there's more than 6, it'll bring them back. I always forget which ones I've put though, so I end up with some ones that I request and... No, did we not have any of them? You know, we don't actually... No? What about... I did... There was a load of them, wasn't there? Yeah. So, there's obviously none of them available. What about the 2 oil ones then? Because in theory, they would then go and stick them in the plumbing, you know, source of them, but it fills them up quicker. It's not... There's got to be some way around that. We just put me... And I manually sort them out, basically, so... We won't do that. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So then you wait for it to come and, you know, just stick them in the things. Well, let's go and have a look at our proliferation then, because it's not doing anything at all, which is here. Why are you not... Okay, let's go and have a look. So I swear this is it here, isn't it? So it's not making even the yellow ones. Why is it not making the yellow ones? Oh! What? So that's completely tapped out that... What? I'm confused. So you're around there, and you're making diamonds, so you're stacked up. What are you waiting for then? Oh, that's coal. Okay. Why did I not? Because this is... I requested coal in, didn't I? Okay. What I thought I'd done is I thought I'd put a belt across there. But clearly not. Huh. Did I just... No, that's connected, isn't it? Yeah, so we need to put coal on there, and coal on there. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we need coal on those three. So maybe I could just sort of if I reroute that in. Like that. And then this one can come out here instead. Oh, I don't like how close that belt is. And we can have that come up to, say, there. Like that. And then we can have coal here, here, and here. Connect that to there. That to there. That to there. Now this probably needs a good stockpile. Because it's getting coal direct from here as well as this, local. That's why I put it here. But I thought I'd hooked it up in such a way that effectively when it ran out, it would start using the local stuff, but clearly not. Huh. Right, is it all functioning and okay and fine and dandy? Oh, this isn't... Oh, wait, are these level... What level thing are these? Yeah. Bada. It's telling me basically that these aren't arc smelters, but... Or I don't have arc smelters, but I don't have arc smelters, so... It's redundant information. Seems to be running again. Yeah, cool. Okay. So it's just a coal problem. And I say we're going to have that problem potentially for the whole thing, because the only way you can make your proliferation juice is from coal. So we are kind of going to have to hit a point where we're just absolutely hammering this one. Not research speed, veins utilization, because you can obviously hit that loads. I assume that still applies. I mean, it's a veins thing, isn't it? But I assume that applies to the level, the advanced miner. It must do. Because why give you it if it didn't? Yeah, so we're going to have to hammer that at some point, basically. So, I mean, that could be the first thing we do with white, because I say I'm a bit worried at the lack of coal. It's not as prevalent as I remember it being from the first playthrough, but I haven't explored some of the distant systems. But I think the most I've found is like 4.5 million, and that was literally, that's like an outlier. Everything else is just because it gives you a tiny amount of coal on most planets so you can use it as a Kickstarter. but it's nowhere near enough to actually do anything with. And a lot of this, I mean, there's no iron left here. So, for example, this is now pointless. But I don't think I'm doing anything with the magnets. I don't think they're... You know, I've got all sorts of issues, essentially. When have I not got issues? I mean, you know. I mean, they're not even being requested anymore, are they? Because I'm not making engines on this planet at all anymore. So it still needs quite a lot of tidying up, this planet, basically, anyway. But there's so much stone. I'm wondering if there's going to be some use for stone, for maybe the combat or something, because there is so much stone. It's like bonkers. And titanium and silicon as well are just ridiculous. I've got like 5 times as much titanium and silicon as I have iron and copper. In fact, and I think I've got like a 2-to-1 ratio iron to copper from what I've found. Which I don't know if that's meant to be the case. But yeah, so say, I mean, we do have, you know, planetary systems further out have just a lot more resources on them. A bit like, you know, Factorio maps, basically, where, you know, there's vast amounts of... I should stack these, but we've got so much deuterium. This is the other thing. I don't remember having as many gas giants that were, like, dripping with deuterium in my first playthrough. Because this is almost redundant. There's so much deuterium available on all my gas giants that that's kind of pointless. Anyway, it's 7 o'clock, so that's it for today. Got a lot of landfill. I've got this little box here. So this is all the proliferation. This was great fun. I should have streamed this, but getting all the proliferations on here was great fun because they get. It's like the best / worst form of spaghetti there is. That. But yeah, I got this box here basically. So when I've been recycling the old, whatever it's called, landfill stuff from the planets that have got unproliferated, so just sticking it in a box there basically. Yeah, so as I say, so that's it for today and for this weekend of streams. I will bring up my schedule and show you that. So back again next weekend, exactly the same next weekend. How's that for originality? So basically, Dyson Sphere Program on Friday and Monday, and Factorio, and I'll be playing Crashtorio 2 on Saturday and Sunday. I've done a bit of prep for Crashtorio 2. I won't get to why, but I prepped for Crashtorio 2 and I basically cleared out a load of trees and killed off all those biters that were going to be in the way. So we're ready to get going with the whole bus production. We're going to need quite big numbers, I think. A lot of the recipes seem to be like heavier in Crashtorio 2. So we'll probably end up having to set up a train system and stuff like that, which will be fun. But yeah, so that's it for today. We will return next Friday with some Yellow's Cube production, in theory. As I say, I very much doubt I'm going to set the planets up, the yellow planets up, so it may well be a weekend of, you know, putting down miners and stuff. It's quite quick now with the advanced miner, but it still needs doing. We might as well exploit all the planets while we're doing them, rather than, you know, have to go back to them. Is my feeling. Yeah. So that's it for today. If you've been, I guess if you wanted to catch up on the VODs for this series or any of the other series, then they are on my YouTube channel, which is there. It's Trismegistus, but it's alias to Triggles. If you wanted to do that, and of course, you know, follows are always welcome if you want to get notifications of when I go live and all that sort of stuff. Then that's there as well. Yeah, so I say, if you have been watching, thanks for doing so. I hope you enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Dyson Sphere Program. Thanks for watching. Cheers.